It's like I can only do so much, but it's up to you to actually do the thing that's hard. It's up to you to speak up. It's up to you to speak in your truth and be in your truth. And it's not always going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. Welcome to the Badass Manifester podcast, keeping you inspired with high vibe content, bringing you the best manifestation and mindset tools, teachings, interviews, and answering questions to help empower you to get out of your own way and take massive action to make magic your everyday normal. I'm your host, Ashley Gordon, spiritual life and manifestation coach, helping women and spiritual entrepreneurs manifest more impact, influence, and income. It is my purpose and pleasure to help you wake up to the badass creator that you are. Let's do this. What is up, my BAM fam? I am coming at you today loaded up with inspiration. I'm recording this on a Sunday and I just feel on fire, and I'm so excited to share this episode with you today. It's going to be all about shining your light and letting go of the default to dim and stepping into a new level of authenticity for yourself. So it's going to be juicy. Before we dive in though, I haven't done a shout out in a little bit. So I want to shout out someone that left an incredible review. And that is to Datacom Girl. She wrote, love this podcast, 5 stars on iTunes. She said, I don't even know how I came across this podcast, but I'm so happy that I did. Love the energy that comes from Ashley during the episodes. I binged all the podcasts as my soul hungered for the information that she was delivering. Oh, my energy is elevated after listening to her, and I can't wait for more. Datacom Girl, you are the bomb. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. And message me on Instagram so I know who you are, please. And then another review I want to shout out is Trisha Luber. Trisha Luber is in the Facebook group, Badass Manifestors. If you're not there, why not? Come on in. She said, truth, why are we not listening? 5 stars. I've been following Ashley on social media and subscribed to her podcast, but I never made time to truly engage, read, listen, and absorb what she had to say. This new year, I decided I'm done with this way of living. I promised myself if I intend to change, I need to surrender and start putting in the work. My first step was to listen to Ashley, to her podcast, and participate in her Facebook group. Yay, I'm so glad you do. The first few episodes I listened to, I literally thought, why the hell have you not been listening to this? Hitting that subscribe button also includes listening. Don't make my mistake. Trust me, you'll be glad you hit play. I know I am. Oh my gosh, Trisha, thank you so much. I love you guys. I appreciate it more than you know, and I can't wait to dive into today's episode. Enjoy! You may or may not know, but I ordered a new desk. Yay! I ordered a new desk, and I've been trying Havenly. This is not sponsored at all. I wish it was. But I started to look into Havenly for interior design, and they're awesome. They're incredible. I'm so happy with it. So I'm redoing my office, and I got a standing desk from Uplift Desk, and we put it all together, me and my bestie Valerie, and we put it all together, and the motor didn't work. So I was like, oh, bummer, but they're sending me a new motor, whatever. And as my office is in this disarray, I'm looking through papers, I'm throwing things away, and I find this workbook from a personal development training that I did, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, probably 4.5 years ago, maybe less, I'm not sure. Anyway, the training was called Being of Power. And I find this workbook and I'm looking through my old answers, and there was one question, and it was like, what is the one thing that you want to work on the most or something? And I wrote like, I want to stop dimming my light. And it really hit me in that moment because I've worked on that over the last 4.5 years, and my business surely would not be where it is if I stayed in that darkness of dimming. I've really come out so much of my spiritual closet. I've come out of my hiding. Like I used to be such a hider and a dimmer and all of that. And I was thinking, like, do I still have that today? Do I still feel that way? And I'll share very vulnerably, yes, of course. You know, it takes a lot to show up. I'm not even going to say it doesn't. It does. But when I shift the energy from making it about me to making it about you, it changes my energy. It changes my why. It reminds me why I do this. It reminds me what I'm about. And it connects me back to my purpose, right? So when I found that, I read it out loud to my friend Val, and we were just kind of both chuckling because, yeah, I've grown so much since I wrote that. And looking back, it's really cool. And so today is a Sunday, and I got on the Peloton and I did my ride, and I felt really great. And afterwards, I was just dancing around the house to that song that's like, dance woman, dance woman, dance for me. Oh, oh, yeah, you totally know now that I said that. But it's called Dance Monkey. Really good song. And I was making fun of my husband because he thought it was dance monkey, dance monkey, dance monkey. You guys, if you think that, it's not dance monkey. It's dance for me. Just saying, get it right, get it tight. And so my mom used to make fun of me when I was little. She's like, I wish you knew your homework like you know lyrics to songs. I'm like, yeah, I wish I did too, but I don't. So let's just keep on dancing. So I'm dancing, and I put my camera on and I put my stories on, and I started dancing and recording myself, and I stopped the music and I looked at what I recorded, and I was like, I can't post this. I can't post this. This is too much. And it hit me. I was like, yeah, that's my thing, is like, I never want to be too much. And I never want to be too much because I think I'm afraid of people not liking me. And that's a real fear. Like, that's a real thing for me. That's it. That's it. So this was very healing. Thank you for this therapy session. No, but really, like, the fear of being too much or shining so bright, people might not like that, and they might not want to be connected to me anymore. And I know the opposite is true, because in my heart, it actually feels really good to dance and enjoy my body and embrace myself. It feels really good to have fun. It feels really good to embody all of me and not be afraid to fully shine, because that serves freaking nobody. There are a ton of people in the world dimming their light, so afraid, terrified to be seen, to be heard, to be loved. And it's the people who are willing to step out and be brave. And as Brene Brown would say, like, go be in the arena, right? Be in the arena and get out there and shine and do the thing that you came here to do and be in your purpose. Like, being in your purpose is going to require you to shine. Being in your purpose is going to require you to do things that are uncomfortable, that feel scary, but ultimately set you free and set other people free. It's really, really powerful. It's so much more than the smallness that we make it in our minds, and the smallness that we keep ourselves from. It's so much bigger than us, right? We all have insecurities. We all do. We're human. That's what, like, we just do. And this example of me just doing a dance video on Instagram, I don't always like to show my skin, or I have the fear of being too much. But I want to ask you this question, as Marianne Williamson beautifully states in one of her books, Return to Love. Who are you not to be that bright, right? Who am I not to be? And breaking through that, like, once and for all, is really my next level. It's not what next level of income I can reach or impact. It's really about being comfortable, 100% comfortable in my own skin. And I'm very close, but there's always another level to it. And I actually had this Akashic record reading and clearing this week from Serena Curran. She's amazing. She's going to be on the podcast soon, very soon, if not already. And in the reading, she told me that 14 lifetimes ago, I have a lot of persecution from my past lives. And it showed up 14 lifetimes ago, 12 lifetimes ago. It shows up in this life, persecution. It's also in a DNA strand from my father's father. And I thought that was really interesting, because I was persecuted for being in my full self-expression. I was persecuted for sharing my voice, for speaking up, for whatever it is I was persecuted for, but it was from being all that I could be, essentially. And I totally feel that today. And so I'm so glad she cleared it. And maybe that's why I'm having this epiphany right now of like, yeah, we got to be in our light, guys. Like, let's do it. Because the truth that I've realized for myself is that everybody in our history that has spoken out, everybody that has been persecuted for speaking out, which was another thing she said, is you were persecuted for speaking out, has made the biggest impact in our world. And yes, there's times where people have been killed for their voice. And yes, there's times where people have been beat up, shot down, let down, enslaved. I mean, you name it, it's been done in our history. And at the same time, those are the people who have made the biggest impact on our world and moved us forward and brought us clarity and light and into the light. And so every single one of us has a message. Every single one of us has a voice. Every single one of us has a gift. Every single one of us has a purpose. And if this podcast brings you a little bit closer to speaking up or a little bit closer to figuring it out, it is such an honor to help and be on your journey, because that is truly why I'm here. It's like I can only do so much, but it's up to you to actually do the thing that's hard. It's up to you to speak up. It's up to you to speak in your truth and be in your truth. And it's not always going to be easy. It's going to be challenging. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel uncomfortable. But the thing about it is that we can have moments of discomfort. We can do those moments. We can do those moments, you guys. What I don't want you to have is a lifetime of wishing that you would have. That is what I don't want for you. And I've realized for myself over the last, 5 years of being on this journey of finding myself and living my purpose, that my default is to dim my light. And every time I dim my light, I beat myself up because I know that doesn't serve the world. And the key to success, truly, is the willingness to be seen. The success in anything. I don't just mean business. I mean the success in relationships, the success in your relationships with your partner, with your parents, with your brothers, with your sisters, the success of your friendships. This is like so huge, guys. Letting people see you, not feeling like you have to tiptoe around people, not feeling like you have to walk on eggshells, but being willing to take the risk of judgment and take the risk of people not liking you or not loving you. That's really what it comes down to, is like we just all want to be loved and accepted. And sometimes if we are to speak and share, we might not be loved and accepted. And you know what I'm realizing more and more as I put myself out there? I mean, I share a lot on the podcast. I share a lot on social media. And the more I share, the more I realize that the purpose is bigger than the fear of being judged. And this goes for any of those examples I gave earlier about, the purpose of the relationship, the purpose of your friendships. Like all of it is bigger than what you're afraid of. And if you're willing to be seen from the inside out for all that you are, be vulnerable, share your heart with people in your life, whether it's on the internet or not, it doesn't really matter. If you're supposed to be putting yourself out there into the world, if that's in you. And I have a course for you if you need that. It's called Show Up Like a Boss. But really, it's for all areas of your life. And I want to give you a journaling prompt to sit down with and be with and write on. And that is, how willing are you to allow yourself to be seen and to shine for who you are, for who you're not, and to allow people in from the inside out, outside in? That is the prompt for you. because there's a lot of different levels of authenticity. And I'm realizing that, like, to be authentic is to realize that there's always going to be work to do in that department. You're not just suddenly authentic one day. It's a day by day thing. And some days you might hide from yourself. Some days you might hide from others. Some days you might feel more comfortable. Some days you might feel like amazing and you want to shine your light and you're bright and you're this and you're that. And then the next day you might want to retreat. And it's a constant practice and awareness to step into your authenticity. Being in your authenticity is a choice every day. It's not something that you can just suddenly be. It's just something that you can always work on and peel the layers back to, because we don't even fully know who we are. Every day we're discovering who we are. Every day I'm going deeper into my consciousness and my abilities and my gifts and all the things, and I'm realizing that I have more to offer the world than I did yesterday, right? It's just like, it's unbelievable what happens when you start to understand who you are and peel those layers back of your soul and do the work and look at yourself. And we're talking here, the main message is about, you showing up for the world. At the same time, I want you to look at the way that you show up for yourself. Like, where do you hide from your own self? Where do you hide from your true desires? Where are you holding back? What are you not saying? Why are you not saying? So another journaling prompt is, where do I hide in my life? This question alone has been a question of transformation for me in so many areas of my life. Like, it's unbelievable when you actually sit down and you look at, like, okay, with this person, I show up this way. And with that person, I show up that way. Why is it different? Why is it so different? And maybe there's a reason for it, but ultimately it's getting to that safety within yourself, within your cells, to know that who you are is enough. It's more than enough. It's so much. You're everything. And it's safe to show up that way in all areas of your life. So if you get anything from this episode, I just want you to be more aware of where you dim, where you contract, where you hide, and do something different. If you know that you show up this way when you go to this person's house, or when you show up online, or when you do something, if you know that you show up in a default dim, let's just call it that, I want you to deliberately do something different. Like, I used to completely hide my body. I used to not want to show off my body because I didn't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. Who am I to be that fit? Who am I to be that skinny? Who am I to be that beautiful? And who the fuck am I not to be? So I would cover myself up. And now I deliberately wear sports bras as much as I can. I deliberately will, wear like cheeky bikinis. I'll deliberately wear things that make me feel confident and sexy instead of, frumpy. So that's just an example for you guys to realize, like, when you have that urge to run away from something, I want you to lean into it. Lean into your magic. Lean into your beauty. Lean into your greatness. Lean into your expression, your full self-expression. Lean into your sexiness and sensuality and your one-of-a-kind nature. There's no one like you. And the world needs you to show up right now. Start right now. Decide right now. Say it with me. I am willing to be seen. It is safe to be seen. It is more than okay to shine my light. The world will be left a better place when I shine my light. So feel free to do a dance party on your IG stories, tag me in your dance party, and say, I decide to shine. I decide to shine. It is safe to be seen. I cannot wait to support you in coming out. We're coming out. We're coming all the way out. 2020, vision, Lego. Love you guys. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the Badass Manifester podcast. I love manifesting Mondays with you, and there's so much more in store right here. The best way to manifest love is to give love. If you loved what you heard today, subscribe to the Badass Manifester podcast. Leave a review on iTunes. Let me know how much you dig the energy here. All of my social is linked up in the show notes, so screenshot this episode, tag me on Instagram, and let me be part of your real-time journey. For more info on me, feel free to go to my website, manifestwithash.com. Repeat after me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. Go get 'em.